All right, my loves, let's go ahead and see what went wrong in your last connection, that it didn't work out. This is my what went wrong deck, and we will also be using my issues deck, which you can find them in my Etsy shop. All right, so take what resonates and drop what doesn't. It is general. Let's see. Bad timing. For some of you, it just wasn't a good time to engage in the connection, and all kinds of bad shit were happening. It just wasn't a really good time. Somebody was hit with just bad luck back to back. You could have met this person around the time where they were getting a bunch of karma. Okay, or maybe you were, or they were, and so you just felt like it was a bad omen. It was just not working out. We also have you don't feel heard. Some of you guys didn't feel heard in the connection, okay? They never want to talk it out, or has a problem every time you wanted to talk things out. And so that became an issue because it's like they didn't hear you. They weren't listening to you. They didn't care about what you felt. We also have too much money has been lost dealing with this connection. Yeah, so maybe you helped them out financially. You felt like you were being drained financially, or trying to help them out. It could also mean that like they were borrowing money from you and never returned it. It was just too much. And you felt like, you know what, I'm losing more than I'm gaining in this connection. They got to go. Sing something for yourself. Okay, so maybe you saw something. Maybe you caught them and just saw them for who they were, their true colors. And you're just like, you know what, they fucking ain't it. They just ain't it. We also have fun moments that led to ghosting afterwards. And for some of you guys, maybe it started off great. And, you know, it was going great and everything. Conversations were spicy. It was like awesome. They were hitting you up every morning. Maybe they love bombed you for a few weeks or days, and then one day it was just like crickets, nothing, ghost. They were like disappeared to another dimension, and you're like, where did you go? Yeah, that's that type of person. Oh, they developed unhealthy habits just to tolerate the connection, whether it was them or whether it was you. Maybe you felt like you had to, maybe you felt like you needed to like elevate yourself or put yourself under the influence just to deal with that connection, which is a red flag. It's toxic. It wasn't healthy for you. It got you to do unhealthy, or got you into unhealthy habits. Okay, whether it's them or you, whether you're male or female watching. Okay, some of them could have found a new affair. Maybe you found someone better, or they found somebody else, and it just didn't work out. This person could have belittled you, making you feel and look stupid all the time. This person could have been very narcissistic or gaslit you all the time, made you feel small, made you feel like you were nothing, talked down upon you. They could have been a little jealous of you, okay, as well, especially if you were more successful than them. They wanted to diminish your light. Here it says it was better online than it was in person. Yeah, some of you guys, if it was online dating, you met them online, it was great until you actually met them in person. And it's just like, no, completely different energy, completely different vibe. And you're just like, yeah, it was better online than it is in person. So it didn't work out. They like to trick and confuse you. Okay, they could have been a trickster. All right, a manipulator, hardcore manipulator. Played mind games with you. It was too painful. Okay, it says it hurts too much to hang on. For some, it's like maybe you were in and out with this person all the time, and it was just, it became too painful to hang on. Okay, it was more damaging to hold on. It's kind of like holding on really, really tightly to a rose with thorns, and you're just bleeding out, allowing yourself to bleed out instead of letting it go so that you can heal. Okay, so let's see what some of the issues were. What other issues? All right, let's get into the issues deck. Domestic violence. Purposely physically abuses or vice versa. Okay, there could have been a lot of physical abuse that happened in the connection. Maybe throwing things. Maybe if they didn't really hit you, they could have just threw things around that ended up hitting you, or they would punch holes in the walls, or like threw you around and stuff. Oh my gosh. It could also be emotional and mental abuse, We also have gaslighting. Makes you feel crazy. I told you. Some of you guys were dealing with narcs. Hardcore narcissists. Gaslit you all the time. We also have family interference. Relatives are always butting in. Family manipulation and nosy loved ones. Yeah, it could be that maybe their mom was always in it, or their sister or brother or cousin always interfering and, you know, just making shit worse. Okay, and that's always an issue, especially if they're not married. Because if you're married, you're supposed to put your person first. And if you were married and they never did that, they put their family first, that's also where it went wrong. You know what I mean? Because you're supposed to put your spouse first in anybody, and they probably didn't. And that's why you're probably separated. Here it says no chemistry, lack of chemistry, and missing the spark. Maybe the vibe wasn't there anymore. Maybe you just weren't feeling it. You pulled away little by little so that they felt that, and then they started to realize the vibe isn't there anymore. We also have victim. Feel sorry for me, woe is me. Yeah, they could be the type of person that causes the issues and the damage and then play victim and then makes you and gaslights you and manipulates you into believing that you were the problem, okay? You got to stay away from those motherfuckers because they are dangerous and they will try to diminish your soul. We also have the past. Lives in the past and brings up old shit. Somebody kept bringing up old shit, the past. They didn't let bygones be bygones. They judged you on how you used to live and who you used to be with, who you used to be in the past, or vice versa. We have bullshit storyteller. Their shit don't add up. Bullshit detected and lies after lies. Yeah, you kept catching them in their lies. Okay, that this person lied so much and so frequent, like every time they brought it up, it was like a different scenario. And you're like, wait, I thought you said that this happened. Now suddenly this is happening. Like they left things out, or they just lied about it. They were a bullshit storyteller. We also have disconnected, hard time bonding, mentally and emotionally detached. It could have been cold-hearted, especially if they were an air sign or earth sign. Doesn't have to be, but just saying. We also have can't hear, not a good listener, doesn't hear you out, and doesn't pay attention. Yo, didn't we get that earlier? We literally got that earlier where it said that they didn't hear you out. See, you didn't feel heard. Like, you can't even make this shit up. That's double confirmation. You could literally try to communicate with them about where the problems are, and they just like shook you off. And nothing was resolved, nothing was fixed. And you're like, you know what? This isn't getting anywhere. I'm not being heard. They just didn't give a fuck. And then here we also have pacify. Okay, constantly having to soothe and accommodate them to make peace. That's a sissy lala vibe. That's a sissy lala bitch ass motherfucker vibe. Like you had to pacify them constantly and accommodate them to make the peace, even though you knew they were toxic and bullshit and they were on the wrong side of the shit stick. Oh no, honey. They gotta go. They gotta go, or they gotta stay gone, right? And then here it says public issues, puts relationship business out there. This could be the type of person that maybe posts all, like they try to embarrass you on social media. Maybe they felt like you did that to them. Okay, roles could be reversed. You got to keep things private, right? Here it says caught up, always get caught cheating, lying, and keeping secrets. Somebody could have a really bad reputation too. We have immature, childish, and hasn't grown the fuck up, period. Like dealing with a kid, dealing with a little mama's boy, or dealing with just an immature person that literally sissy lala energy that we said earlier. And then no sex, little to no sex. Like usually when that happens, it's because they're either confused about their sex life, or they're in the closet and they don't know how to say it, or this person's cheating and you're not getting any from them because they're getting it somewhere else. And we also have challenging lover, difficult to deal with. Maybe they were just so difficult to deal with, whether it's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because that's a thing. It was just too challenging. So it became something that drained you. And that's why it's like you guys, it didn't work out because of all these problems and issues you guys had to endure. So that's what's coming through, loves.